you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you.
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh! Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he.
SpongeBob SquarePants!
If nautical nonsense be something you wish,
SpongeBob SquarePants!
then drop on the deck and flop like a fish.
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Ready? SpongeBob SquarePants! SpongeBob SquarePants! SpongeBob SquarePants! SpongeBob SquarePants!
The coast looks clear. Steps outside, and closes the door to his house, and standing in front of it with his hands over it as if he does not want anyone to see him. He tiptoes away down the road and walks by SpongeBob's pineapple house just as it opens. "Hi, Squidward." Squidward grunts and keeps walking down the street. SpongeBob starts jogging towards Squidward and stops right in front of him. Squidward stops walking. SpongeBob raises his hand in the air and whirls around. He starts tapping his feet. He points near Squidward's forehead, and in the other direction as he turns around. "Today, I feel like doing some dancing." Points down, and then points to Squidward as the music stops. "That's funny. Even a barnacle knows you need music to dance." SpongeBob puts his finger up to his mouth and starts shaking his butt side to side. "Oh ho, I got music, friend." Runs up to Squidward. "In my mind." Takes out his brain. Musical notes come out of it and upbeat surf music plays. He turns a dial, and upbeat ukulele music comes out of it. He turns it again, and acoustic ballad music plays. Scene goes back to SpongeBob, still holding his brain up out of his head. "Oh, I love this song." Throws his brain up into the air, and runs away. He takes off his hat with a funny face, and his brain lands back into his head. He rubs his hands together. "Here I go." Starts walking back and forth and waving his floppy arms mysteriously, with the face as if he is sleepwalking. Marcus joined the music. He turns, and starts moving his legs forward and in back of each other. "That is the stupidest dance move I've ever seen." SpongeBob huffs and makes a face not like any other to this reaction. "Who put you on the planet?" Ruig. The scene goes back to Squidward still walking toward the Krusty Krab, but SpongeBob is walking backwards behind him with a cheerful face. Now, at the Krusty Krab, SpongeBob lifts his leg, and uses a spatula to pick up 6 patties, and then hops on the wall. He flies up the wall, onto the ceiling, and the gravity forces down the patties onto one big plate with 6 smaller plates on it, but the patties all land on the same plate. Then, the patties all bounce onto the plate they should be on. SpongeBob walks over to the plate with his hands over his pants as if he has to pee, then he lifts his arm, then his other in a pattern, then whirls around. When he stops, the top buns are on his back. They all fly off, and onto the patties one at a time. The door swings open, and SpongeBob with a smile holds up all 6 Krabby Patties in one hand with Squidward still watching. Then, he throws the patties up into the air, and starts whistling, walking backwards right then left, then stops when the patties all fly on Squidward's head. SpongeBob's hands are up in the air when one grabs the giant plate. Then, he runs away skipping and varying the plate with one hand, again. A scene from the cash register boat is seen with Squidward's face flat, and then he moans. SpongeBob points to the ground closing his eyes, twirling the plate on one finger. Then, a close-up scene of the plate appears, and all the Krabby Patties fly out of the big plate, still on the little ones all to the right customers. A customer receives his patty, a drink, some French fries, a sandwich on French bread, and then a pizza appears and lands on top of the table covering everything else. He sticks his tongue out like a dog getting ready to eat it. A knight falls on it. Then, the entire table collapses. SpongeBob is now seen in front of the door. He is still whirling the plate around on one finger, then he whirls himself around, and he starts to float in the air. He lands in front of another customer's table, and all that is left on the plate is one Krabby Patty. He starts sliding left, then he slides right, and gallops like a seahorse, and jump ropes over the patty once, and falls down. SpongeBob gets back up, and starts moving his legs, and takes his hat off, holding the plate in the other hand. He then holds the patty with two hands for a quick second, and the area where his neck is splits in half marked by the top of his shirt, and the patty slips through the opening. Then, he does that again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and then he jumps up, and uses the patty like a rope to swing back to where he was before in front of the table. He then smiles, and bows, causing the patty to slide off of the giant plate, and onto the table. "Your Krabby Patty, ma'am." Raises the plate, "Now eat it, swallow it, and chew it down."
Oh, thank you very much, darling. And your dance moves are pretty cool too.
Bends his head back, "Really?" Runs up to the woman, "You like my dancin'?"
Holding a cell phone with an antenna coming out of it. That's right, kid, you got the dazzle, dazzle, dazzle. I love how you did that shuffle into the moon so, and then stuck the landing.
Giggles, "Well, that's very nice of you to say." Starts walking away.
Wait. I'm not finished speaking words. I'm a high-class talent agent and I want to invite you to an audition. I have a very talented client who needs a backup dancer and you got what it takes. Give SpongeBob a card. Come down to my dance studio tomorrow afternoon. You're going places, kid. She walks away. SpongeBob runs next to the cash register boat.
"Would you please stop dancing?" "No, I can't stop dancing now, Squidward. I have to practice for my big audition tomorrow." Holds up his card in front of Squidward, whose eyes are following it. "You got a dance audition?" "That's right." Starts moving his feet, "So I gotta practice as much as I can before tomorrow." Runs back into the kitchen, "Got a dance audition." That idiot has a dance audition? He doesn't know the first thing about the subtle intricacies of dance. Sighs, "Let him practice till he drops. He's never gonna get that part." Stops, with a mischievous smile, "That's it. He'll just have to practice till he drops. When he does, I'll be there all lottered up and ready to show my stuff." Jumps into the kitchen window. "Oh, SpongeBob. SpongeBob, wait. SpongeBob." Jumps onto the kitchen ground. Oh. His eyelids droop a little. "I suppose I could take you under my tutelage, you know, show you a few moves, under your tutelage." "Really? You mean it?" His mouth shrinks and Squidward puts his hand on him. "But, you must do exactly what I say." "Got that?" His eyes grow. "I am dance putty in your hands." The scene appears at Squidward's house, first from the outside, then from the inside. SpongeBob and Squidward are both on the top floor with dancing outfits on, writing on checkboard. Walks behind SpongeBob, and pulls his headband, and it snaps right back, with a little flashel. "Oh, what are you doing, Squidward?" "Oh, just a physical assessment I do with all of my new pupils." Giggles, "Yeah, I'd say judging from the condition of those flabby ankles." "Flabby? That's right. You need some physical conditioning before you ever set foot on a dance parquet. I want you to run to the top of Oyster Peak then back." Points away, starts running. "Oh, anything to get rid of these flabby ankles of mine." The scene cuts to Squidward's face, smiling mischievously. By the time that idiot gets back, he'll be too tired to dance. Starts laughing as a zooming sound sounds, and SpongeBob appears right next to Squidward, but his head is not exactly looking at him. Drops everything. "What are you doing here?" "I'm back from Mount Oyster." Takes out the snow globe and hands it to Squidward. "Here." The scene moves on to the snow globe. "Only got his for you at the gift shop." As always, snow is falling from the snow globe, and jingle bells are heard. Fine. Takes the snow globe and throws it over his shoulder and picks up SpongeBob. "Let's move on to our first dance lesson." Puts him down on the treadmill and points to the treadmill. "I want you to moonwalk on this treadmill while I read this entire novel." Walks away whilst SpongeBob starts moonwalking on the treadmill. Cuts to Squidward in the library, reading the novel on a blue chair with a purple lamp shining above his head. Finishes his novel. Huh? Huh? What, is he still at it? Opens the door to the library. Huh? Sees SpongeBob still moonwalking on the treadmill, until it explodes, then comes to a complete stop. My treadmill, you know, Squidward, exercising's fun and all, but when am I gonna learn some dancing? Squidward grunts angrily, crashing his tentacles. Fine. Takes the snow globe and throws it over his shoulder and picks up SpongeBob. Let's move on to our first dance lesson. Alright. You wanna learn some dancing? I'll show you dancing. Starts a record on his record player. You know what gets people going. Ribbons. Pulls out a ribbon. SpongeBob is seated in a chair. He then starts twirling the ribbon. Woo. Now, do just as I did. SpongeBob runs up to take the ribbon. Like this. Starts twirling the ribbon, cracks it like a whip, and changes it into a helicopter, a dinosaur and a mermaid. Squidward spits out his drink. The mermaid picks SpongeBob up and flies him around the room. He then approaches Squidward, who snatches the ribbon out of his hand, throws it on the floor, and stomps on it angrily. SpongeBob frowns as Squidward stomps on the ribbon, eventually putting a hole in the floor, crashing below. SpongeBob does the exact same thing. Like that, Squidward. We now see SpongeBob with a boatie on. Squidward puts a hat on him and hands him a cane. Okay, try this. Stretches his bow tie. It's simple. He throws the cane, and a real showstopper. Catches the cane, pay close attention. Squats for a second, then starts marching in place while twirling his cane. He throws the cane up, slides, and catches the cane in his other hand. Now you, as Squidward approaches him. Gee, I don't know. Are you sure? Points at SpongeBob. You want to ace the audition, don't you? Well, yes, but, then do it. Sticks his cane at SpongeBob's nose. He takes it off as SpongeBob walks away. He looks at his cane, throws it and catches it. He gets excited. We see Squidward frowning for a moment. SpongeBob starts squatting. He then starts twirling his cane, throws it while still twirling, and catches it in his other hand. SpongeBob continues to twirl his cane as he shows his happy face at us. He hits the cane on the ground, and then hits Squidward's nose. He takes off the top of the cane, revealing flowers. He put the flowers on Squidward's hat. Squidward sucks them up with the vacuum as SpongeBob continues to dance with his cane. He then jumps rope with the cane and we see Squidward's eye twitching. As SpongeBob continues to dance with the cane, we see different colored backgrounds. At one point, he pretends that he's horse riding with the cane. He then uses the cane as an acrobat's swinging bar and flies away. We see Squidward frowning for a moment, walks up to SpongeBob, still dancing. But before he can do anything, SpongeBob whacks the cane on his face, revealing a huge blister. SpongeBob then makes more SpongeBobs appear with his fingers. They all are dancing before Squidward literally tears up the act. Enough. Listen, you pea-brain. We are gonna keep working on your routine until you get it right. Poke SpongeBob in the eye, and I don't care how long it takes. Now, watch closely. The eyeball pops right back out. Now Squidward does a move, and A1. Does another move, and A2. Jumps in the air, shakes his legs and then lands into ha. You think you can handle that? Yes, sir. Then go and practice it, and don't stop until you've done exactly as I did. Starts repeating the dance as Squidward did it, and A1, and A2, and A, falls on his butt. No. Gets up and tries again, and A1, and A2, and A, falls on his face and gets up. Remember, don't stop till you've done it right. Slams the door. Right, Squidward. Tries the dance again, and A1, and A2, and A, falls on his head and gets up. Nope. As it switches from night to day, we hear SpongeBob continuously thudding. Squidward gets up from his bed, yawning, smacks his lips and then scratches his head, then sighs, better go check on the little yellow sea monkey's progress. takes his sleeping hat off and goes into the room, now with his dancing suit on. Well, SpongeBob, have you learned the moves? Now really tired, and a 1, and a 2, and a falls on his back, looking down at SpongeBob. Oh, come on, now. After all I've done for you? We've got one day, SpongeBob, as he gets up. Oh, you're right, as he claps his hands. Let's go, let's go. We're burning daylight. We see a montage of Squidward instructing SpongeBob the dance that he did. An alarm clock goes by. At one point, Squidward pulls out one of his nose hairs. A tired SpongeBob also passes by a few times, the last time with his eyes closed. Scene cuts to the outside of Squidward's house, and then back inside, tries the dance again, and a 1, and a 2, and a off. Lands perfectly, just as Squidward did, speaking slightly slurred. Is that okay, Squidward? I'm still not convinced. Points at SpongeBob. Do it again. SpongeBob kneels away and does the dance again, this time with his eyes closed, and a 1, and a 2, attempts the final move, but he opens his eyes halfway and starts shaking, and we see Squidward with his evil smile. SpongeBob stops, closes his eyes and mumbles a 1 and a 2 and a ... and he shakes back and forth once more and then finally falls asleep. He snores loudly once. He falls to the ground and snores loudly again. Squidward claps repeatedly over SpongeBob as SpongeBob does not wake up and continues snoring loudly. He mumbles and a softly and then snores loudly once more. Good night, sweet prince, and hello, stardom for yours truly. Laughs evilly. The scene now focuses at the auditorium, where dance auditions are being held.
Looks at her clipboard. Let's see who's next. HMM. Mumbles SpongeBob SquarePants. Oh, SpongeBob SquarePants. Looks behind her in the empty auditorium. SpongeBob, I guess he's not here. It's too bad, he was good, but who could replace a dancer of such high caliber?
Now in the auditorium, only the best dancer in Bikini Bottom.
Really? Points to herself. Well, I'll be the judge of that.
Starts laughing and then jumps on the stage. Observe a true master at work. Starts doing a dance where he only swings his legs back and forth, then stops.
Oh, sweet sassafras. Do mine eyes deceive me? That was the greatest routine since the greatest thing since sliced bread dancing. Routine. Gets on the stage. Congratulations. Shakes Squidward's hand. You got the gig.
Oh, baby, I knew it. Puts his hands on her shoulders. You won't be sorry you made this decision.
I don't think you'll be sorry either, because you'll be dancing in We See Squilliam's show.
Stutters. Squendawa.
Well, don't just stand there. Get the sand out of your leotard and dance for me, nitwit. We see Squidward for a moment looking around. Squilliam taps his baton a few times, and then picks up a boombox. He starts playing it. Dance. Squidward starts dancing to upbeat ukulele music for a few seconds, before getting smacked in the face with a glove. Not like that, kelp for brains. You call that dancing? Do it like this. Puts his hands together. Here I go. Does the exact dance as SpongeBob did at the beginning of the episode. Who put you on the planet? Ugh. Now, do it exactly as I did, and don't stop till you get it right. Touches Squidward's nose and I don't care how long it takes. Starts dancing the dance that Squidward and SpongeBob did. We see SpongeBob now seated in the auditorium with Patrick.
Puts his elbow on him. I was up for that part. Drinks his drink and Patrick eats his popcorn. Cuts to black. Episode ends.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you.
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh, who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Absorbent and yellow and porous is he.
SpongeBob SquarePants!
If nautical nonsense be something you wish,
SpongeBob SquarePants!
then drop on the deck and flop like a fish.
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Ready? SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants.
Thank
Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to click the bell for more videos. Have a good day.